Yeah. So it seems that issue was resolved. I wonder if the data we collected during that battle helped then? Yes, it's all thanks to everyone's support. And with this, the development of the Orbital Gear 3 is finally complete. Passing marks, I suppose. So then what do you intend to do next? Well, actually, I don't have any idea. In that case, it seems you're free. You can help me by analyzing this. What is this? Don't ask me. What? But are you telling me to look into that myself too? There is no rush, and I don't need you to report each and every intermediate result. Just do it as you have time later. Is there something else? No. But you just seem so busy lately, Professor. I was wondering if there's something more I can do to help out. There is no need. That voice. What? So you finally came, Erica Russell. Hey, LaBeouf gang. Long time no see, Dr. Schmidt. It appears you've been looking after my daughter then. Mother? Why are you here? And Estelle too. Well, we're sort of Dr. Erica's traveling companions. I'm here for work. A rather difficult project, actually. A difficult project? Before that, though, there is something more urgent to discuss. Ah, my cute Tita. I've been wanting to see you for so long. Oka-san! Did you get cuter? You did, yep, no doubt about it. Your cuteness is almost cheating, really. Stop it already, Mom. Everyone's watching. Don't be ridiculous. This is the long-awaited reunion between a parent and her child. I have to refill my Tita energy. It's been months. Dr. Erica? Don't worry. This is pretty typical. I feel bad for Tita, though. Come on, Mom. This is just so embarrassing. If you want to mess around, please go do it elsewhere. Sorry. Oh, excuse me. I forgot I should be quiet in this nursing home with its elderly patients. Oof. Well, aren't you as cheeky as ever? You're a grown woman, but you still behave like a child. And yet, you're old enough to be a mother. It's all off. So you're trying to say that I have the curiosity and imagination of a child? At least I have confidence in myself, as I'm not an old man who can't come up with any more of his own ideas. Well, listen to you now. Heh. I can't tell if they hate each other or they're in perfect sync. It's probably the latter, honestly. Well, Erica is probably the only young engineer who can hope to stand up to him. Yeah, they do seem pretty similar. Unlike Old Man Russell, who just likes inventing stuff for its own sake, these two seem to be working with a purpose. And that includes methods that shouldn't be used, or getting people involved who really shouldn't be. Hey there, Redhead, I hear you. So, why again are you here, Mom? Right, let's get down to business then. So, basically, it's a countermeasure to combat the problems left over by the Black Workshop. Putting it simply, the Black Workshop left their mark on all sorts of things. Weapons and archaisms can still be found on the black market, and it's common to hear of people from all over going after anything they can get their hands on. These things could take root and sprout gear evil in the future. The guild is also on alert. That sounds bad, but what do you have to do with that, Mom? Well, the Imperial government submitted an official request and it came on behalf of the ZCF. And with Dr. Schmidt and Dr. Erica at the center, along with me who is connected to the former workshop, the guild, and supporters from RF. We intend to investigate the locations where the remnants from the workshop lie and dispose of them. And that is why this countermeasure team was formed. I see. But I'm a bit surprised that you'd be involved in this, Professor. Huh. I don't know if this is just speculation or the guild or the government, but all I really care about is the data left over from the workshop. Yeah, that's important too. You two really are unshakable. So, is there anything I can do to help at all? Yeah, I wonder. It is as I said before, there's nothing you need to do here, Tita. But it'll be a difficult task, but then again we have plenty of supporters already. Most importantly, I myself am helping in this case. Plus, we have the government and RF backing us for funding. This is a matter that my father was involved in and my mother is also connected to in a sense, so I intend to make full use of the power of RF to solve this case. Even if things go south, we have plenty of people supporting. You don't have to worry about a thing with this group. Well, if Agate and the others are there, it's true there's nothing to worry about. Exactly right. Tita, you really should prioritize your student life that you're finally able to get back to. You say that, but aren't you supposed to be taking classes at the Royal Academy? Don't worry about me. I got permission from the principal to consider this part of extracurricular activities. I may be able to publish a new paper based on the results of this investigation after all. Oh, that's kind of unfair. In any case, there's nothing you need to do here. Please keep an eye on that troublesome niece of Makarov. Make sure she doesn't blow anything up. Even if it is Mint, I don't think she'd do anything. Ah, I lost hold of the wrench! Oh god, it got stuck in the heat exhaust port. Ah, lit up! It's burning! Speak of the devil. I'll go check it out. Classic Mint. Episode: New Orbital Gear Development Project Part 1. So that's why I decided to stay in the Empire for a while, myself. So how long do you plan to be here? Well, it's a pretty extensive project, so about 4 months. That long? It's fine, I left things to the old man in Liberal for now. Sure, there are things I left behind there, but I'm much more interested in what's going on with the workshop here. And you sure I can't help it out at all? It's really fine, Tita, don't worry about it. Actually, our investigation schedule isn't even that tight. I'd honestly rather spend more time analyzing data. And if something does happen, we'll be able to solve it right away. So, you really don't have to worry about it, Tita. Well, if you're sure, I guess that makes me feel better. Besides, in the worst case, I'm more than happy to sacrifice the redhead if needed. Ha ha ha. It's a joke. Nah, it's not a joke. She's being serious. Your eyes say it's not a joke. Oh, I get Crossner. Even if I don't have to take it that far, there are plenty of other things I can do to work you to the bone for these 4 months. What do you mean, things? And why do I constantly feel this bloodlust coming from you? Just look forward to it. Oh, ho, ho, ho. You're the same as ever, Erica, ever since we came back from the Shadow Country. And ever since Agate went to the Empire with Tita, I felt her obsession about him growing stronger. I don't think you should say that with her mom around. Thinking back, there were quite a few times she treated you badly. I'm surprised you're still standing, honestly. Your A rank is well deserved. That's not something you have to be impressed with. What's the matter? I just thought this was pretty nostalgic. It reminds me of being a liberal. That's definitely true. By the way, Tita, how's your student life now that you're back at it? A lot of stories came up, including about those instructors of yours. Everyone has been super nice, and there's so many interesting people. I was a bit worried when I came to the Empire, but I feel totally better now. You see, well, that's great. Yep. In that case, you need to get started on your goodbyes then. ... I? Huh? Don't worry, we can invite your close friends to Liberal soon. I should tell all the instructors again, shouldn't I? Wait a second, Mom. What are you saying now? What do you mean, goodbyes? Well, the reason I came to the Empire was not just for work. I also came to take you with me back to Liberal. Huh? I didn't hear anything about that. Why in the world? How long do you expect me to leave my precious daughter in such a dangerous place? I heard that the branch campus came into direct conflict with the government during the war. Well, there's a reason for that, and we were all doing whatever we could. I don't care about the reasons. As a result of all of that, you were captured and placed under house arrest, no? Well, yes, but in the end I was totally safe. But if you made one misstep, I might have never been able to see you again, no? As your mother, I refuse to accept this. And so I decided I'd be taking you back with me, whether you like it or not. But I want to stay with everyone. Oi, Erica, she's doing her best here, you know. And you can shut right up, redhead. If you had been able to protect her properly, she wouldn't have ended up in such a dangerous situation in the first place. The day you two left, I remember you being all cocky. Oh, I'll definitely protect her. That wasn't Agate's fault. I wasn't experienced enough. No, you're right. I have no excuse. If I had been a bit better, you never would have been captured. So, maybe it is true that I'm not qualified to speak up about this. Well, let's ask the opposite then, Tita. What do you want to stay in school for? Well, we're right in the middle of classes and I have another year before graduation. That's completely irrelevant. Irrelevant? Think, Tita. What was the main reason you came to the Erebonian Empire in the first place? Well, it was to study under Dr. Schmidt to complete the Orville Gear 2, and it was to help out Olivia in place of Estelle and Joshua as they couldn't enter the country. So you do remember then. I read the reports. You were able to complete the Orville Gear 2 in a way I would expect from my daughter. And also, there is no threat to Prince Oliver now, and Estelle is free to enter the Empire. So there really is no more reason for you to stay here. Am I wrong? Well, I mean, you could say that, but... Did you guys know that my mother would be trying to take me back? Yeah, we did. We tried to persuade her not to, but... Erica, you really should rethink this. Estelle, the discussion is over. But Tita cares so much about this place. Even if she cares for it, if there is no more reason for her to remain here, then the discussion is settled. In that case, it'd be better for you to return to Liberal. That's not true! Tita. In that case, let me do more to prove that there's still a reason for me to stay. Then there shouldn't be any issue, right? What? Well, I guess she has a point there. And anyway, we decided we'd stay here for a while during the investigation of the workshop. So you should have plenty of time for that. We plan to work mainly in the branch campus where Dr. Schmidt is sitting. So there's no real concern for Tita's safety during this time. Right, that's exactly right. Fine. But there are two conditions. The first is that you must produce results that convince me within the 4 months we are here. And the second is that you must clear the test that I'll prepare for you before I leave. And if and only you can satisfy both conditions, I'll permit you to stay until you graduate. Is that acceptable? Yes. Orbital Gear 4 project. Alright, we'll now begin the first planning meeting for the Orbital Gear 4 project. Mint, you know, I didn't really intend for this to be a major planning meeting. I just wanted to get some advice. But if you can't convince your mom, then she won't let you stay at the branch campus, right? Right. In that case, this is a big deal. A huge deal. We have to gather up all the expertise at the branch school and have a proper strategy meeting. Completely agree, Master Mint. Yes, I intend to give my full cooperation. Guys, having said that, I do have to help Uncle Macro out with his projects too, so I won't be able to support 100%. Sorry. Also, I don't really think I'm going to be much help here. I don't really think I can keep up with these complicated discussions. No, please do support us. It'll make me feel better for sure. Everything is pointless here unless I'm able to find a way to make this happen. Tita. Alright then, I'll be helping out 100%. Right, let's do our best together. Thanks a ton, guys. Very well then, once again, let's begin the first Orbital Gear 4 Strategy Conference. By the way, Mint, you said first, so how many of these do you imagine we'll end up having? Nah, not too many. We only have 4 months after all, so if we can't make quick decisions, we'll never make it. So then why bother calling it the first? Kinda because I felt like it. It just sort of felt right. And also, Tita, what is the Orbital Gear 4? It seems like it'll be difficult to create a new model with superior specs so soon after creating 3. You have to convince Dr. Erica. Are you sure you don't want to focus on something else? No, this should be fine. After all, my mother designed the very first Orbital Gear, and so I think advancing that concept as far as possible is the best way to win her over. I see. Then I guess there's nothing left to say. But then again, what can we really do to make 4-kun better than 3-chan? Really? Gonna use honorifics for it? 4-kun and 3-chan? Why are we calling them 4-kun and 3-chan? I have no idea what the standard for that is. Well, I'm still struggling with that point actually. Thanks to everyone's help, Orbital Gear 3 became a very successful project. Orbital Gear Chan. I'll forever call it Orbital Gear Chan now. So, where do we even start with the next generation device that would surpass it? This is definitely a troubling question, and I think we'll have to add new features to it as well that we've never had before. New features? I wonder what would work for that. Well, thinking of charm, it was pretty moving the first time I saw Soul.Fly. Fly? Right. I like Tita's reaction faces. That was kind of an interesting reaction. So, does that reaction mean yes or no, Tita? Well, flying in the sky is definitely a good proposal, but it isn't fundamentally a new concept. Huh? Really? Well, so 2 years ago, the ZCF and the Epstein Foundation worked together jointly on a project known as Eidolon Gear, and that was one of the first ancestors to the Orbital Gear. It's kind of like Elisa's Orbital Gear EXA, right? Right. However, the EXA was fundamentally the product of all 3 companies working together, but the Eidolon Gear is much more the product of proprietary Epstein Foundation technology. That means that it should support manned flight. Ah, I never knew that. But in that case, why didn't you use that technology when developing 3-chan? Well, to be honest, I'm not very familiar with the Eidolon Gear itself. Then how about we ask the expert herself? I understand the situation. Very well. I'll cooperate as much as I can. Thanks you so much, Tio. Of course, this is only natural as it was originally a joint development project. Now, regarding the Eidolon Gear, while it is true that I've been able to achieve some aerial maneuvering capabilities, it is not perfect. What do you mean? There are 2 concerns, power output and expected uptime. The unit itself is able to fly, yes, but only with the load of the pilot. Any more weight and it becomes difficult. Furthermore, the operational time is quite limited. It's suitable for specific targeted instances during combat, but not for general multi-purpose application over extended periods of time. Uptime and adaptability to the environment are 2 problems I encountered with the Orbital Gear as well. But there is another constraint. The Eidolon Gear cannot be operated without interlocked operation with the Aeon system. It's a very promising and disruptive piece of technology, but it is lacking in terms of versatility. I see, so it has some excellent features, but overall it's less versatile than 3chan. But then, if we're able to add a flight function to 3chan, which is already very versatile. Oh, that might be perfect. That does seem promising. I believe it would be able to achieve new functions for sure. But will it really be that easy? I mean, there's still limitations to the power output, and I don't think we can just add a booster like Soldat. And even more than that, it seems like it would be difficult to execute tight turns in that form. Even still, I'll give it my best. Tita is totally pumped. Very well then, I'll begin collecting materials on my end that might be useful to you, and I'll send them over. Yes, please, I'm counting on you. I'll be sure to make the Orbal Gear 4 a success so my mom accepts it. One month later. So, Tita, how are you doing? We're here to check on you as a representative for the others. Welcome, Sandy and Freddy. Seems like you're struggling. In that case, the Freddy special will have you perked up in no time. Now, take a bite, quickly. What? Korewa? This is a special anti-fatigue dish that contains 7 different types of insects. But bitter, it's so bitter. But there's a deep, rich flavor that follows, and I have this strange, warm feeling that's filling me up. I feel like I've come back to life. You feel better, right? Ha ha ha. It's more like I was forced to feel better, but yeah. I also brought some normal sandwiches as well, so you should enjoy them later. Yeah, thanks a lot, Sandy and Freddy. Of course, we're all members of the cooking club. I'm sorry I haven't been able to be as active in the research club recently. No, we're the ones who are sorry that we can only do this much for you. We're behind you. Do your best so we can keep working together next year. Right, for sure. It seems like development is progressing. Well, based on how you looked before, I can pretty much guess. Well, I did try to put together a few prototypes, but none of them were really able to get the performance I wanted. I honestly feel pretty stuck, even though everyone helped me so much. Well then, how about you ask Dr. Schmidt for his advice? To be honest, he scares me quite a bit. Well, if I talk to him, he might actually give me a hint or two. I don't mind taking help from Mint or the others, but it feels wrong to ask him. After all, I'm trying to show my mom that I was able to grow, myself. That's a great attitude. But even still, it seems like you're just getting more and more stuck. Well, at times like this, it might actually be better to change your attitude rather than banging your head into the wall. Whenever I got stuck trying to create a new recipe, I always try to go hunting. What do you say to heading out into the mountain for a bit? I'm not sure, although a change of pace might be a good idea. That reminds me, I never did analyze the device that the professor gave me before. Alright, let's do that. If we stay up all night, I think we can get it done by then. Huh? You're trying to change your attitude? A change of pace? That's Tita for you. Now, follow me. Take it too far now. Thank you both so much. This reaction, is this a gravity engine? I've never seen one so compact. But it seems really hard to operate. Maybe it's still just a prototype? So that's why the professor left it to me. I see. Oops. But it seems really hard to operate. Maybe it's still just a prototype? So that's why the professor left it to me, I see. But in this case... Dr. Schmidt, do you have a minute? What? I'm busy. Keep it brief. Well, about that device you gave me before. I told you, just give me a report on it. I just want to confirm its function. It's... do what you want. Huh? You can do what you want with it. You don't have to ask me every single detail. Right, thank you very much. Excuse me then. Huh? 2 months later. For a test ride? North Languedoc Canyon. Alright, time for the final operational test. There are just 2 more days before we have to present it to Erica, so this should be the last test. You did well to make it this far. It's thanks to that new type of gravity engine that the professor gave me. Its internal construction is quite unique, and it was difficult to modify so that I'd be able to use it. But when I installed it in my prototype, I got unexpectedly good results. And that then led to more and more ideas, and before I knew it, the prototype was completed in one go. I did some further tuning after a few flight tests, so that's where we are now. Agate? No, I was just thinking that you're the same as ever. You're making me blush. Anyway, thanks for joining today. Well, it's not like I was gonna let you do this alone. But was it really necessary to come out this far? Well, since this is the final experiment, I wanted to capture as much data as I could. There aren't many people out here, and with that varying terrain, it should be perfect for flight tests. I see. Well, go nuts then. I'll be watching from here, so just holler if you need me. Right, here goes then. Oh my god. He's flying! I was able to complete the course I planned. It seemed like it went as planned, not that I could understand all the math. So, then are you happy with the results? Looks like it was a good flight. Yes, it's a big success. I'm sure my mom will accept this. I see, so then all that's left is to clear Erica's test. Well, with this there shouldn't be a problem. Thank you so much, Agate. This might be premature since the test is still coming out, but I'll be counting on you for the rest of my time as a student here. Right, of course. I mean, the guild branches have reopened around the Empire and they're lacking manpower, so I'll be chipping in. I'll be able to keep coming to check in on you. Okay. Oh, looks like we have some visitors. What? Something seems off. Wait, is it gonna crash? No, it'll smash into the mountain range at this rate. Wait, what's going on? But with this unit, I'm going after it. Hey, Tita! You're gonna try and catch up to her on foot? What is this? The engine stopped. Whoever's inside that ship, can you read me? Who's there? There's no time. Grab onto something tight. I'll figure something out. I have to increase altitude somehow. Output to full. This won't be enough. Release limiters. Please, go up. You did it. Good job, Tita. Whew. It worked somehow. Now I should head back to where Agate is. Huh? Oh, you broke it, Tita. Uh-oh. Don't tell me it overheated. You okay, Tita? I thought I was a goner. That's exactly why I'm here, for times like this. I'm sorry for jumping in without checking, and then this happened. There was nothing else to do in that situation. Actually, it's incredible that you were able to save the airship. Nice job, Tita. I'm really glad you're safe. The problem now is the Orville Gear 4. Dead. What? Maybe you shouldn't have saved the ship, Tita. Just let it crash. They managed to get to the bottom of the canyon to recover the wreckage of the Orville Gear 4, but it was not in a state where it could be repaired within a couple days. Wait. So is that the real? No. The real one's supposed to be dead. That's supposed to be the fake one. Wait, when is this? This takes place when? Hold on. And what's more, somehow the gravity engine that was at its core was nowhere near to be found. With Agate trying to cheer up with a great disappointment, the two of them headed back to the branch campus. Wow!